So in my previous video, I took you with me to the last visit to the shrink. And I just want to say thank you for the support. I appreciate it and I'm super grateful for it. But then I realized something when I decided to put myself in your shoes. Why would you give a flying poop emoji about my depression? I think what's more important is the things I've learned that I think might be valuable to you. So I took some time to think about it. And so in the spirit of paying it forward, I would like to share with you 3 practical life lessons that I've learned from depression that I think will be applicable to you. The first practical life lesson is acceptance. I've come to realize that we tend to take acceptance for granted. We think accepting our problems is simply acknowledging that it exists. But really, that's only the first level. In my mind, I think there are 3 levels of accepting a problem. The first one is simply acknowledging that it exists, which isn't always easy, especially when you have a big ego or if you're worried about what other people might think. The second is accepting that your problem is valid, no matter how much other people might minimize or ridicule it. The third is accepting that someone other than yourself would likely have the answer to your problem. So it's time to put away your pride and insecurities in order to seek out that person and the solution that comes with him or her. So let me use myself as an example. I had to acknowledge that I was suffering from depression and that it was a real mental illness, even though some people might say to me, "Huh? What? Depression? Just be happy, man. What's so difficult?" And more importantly, I had to realize that this was an illness that I couldn't solve by myself. And so I had to seek out a professional. See, that's the thing about acceptance. It requires a lot of commitment. You have to accept that whatever problems you're facing requires a lot of effort to solve. And you also must be willing to be patient and hardworking in order to solve it. And once you realize that, trust me, you're halfway there. The second practical life lesson is people don't care too much about you. And that's okay. I'm gonna be honest here. I've lost some friends during my depression. Some close ones. And it's the easiest thing to be negative, to think nobody cares about you and that you're alone in this world. And based on my experience, I've taken away 2 things. The first is that you must learn to be alone. Because there'll be times in your life where you'll be toxic to be around. Your negative energy is not something people want to be around. And it's only natural for them to avoid you. So you have to let them go, with no malice in your heart. My advice to you is to remember the good times you've had with them and treasure them for it. And if they come back, great. And if they don't, just let them go. For me personally, that was the hardest pill to swallow. Most people who come into your lives are like seasons, and you can't expect them to stay beyond their purpose. Just be grateful that they were a part of your life. And if you want them to stay around at your lowest point, then you have to set some boundaries. Ask them what they're comfortable with knowing, and only share that much with them, and nothing more. People can handle 10% negativity, maybe 20 on a good day, but nobody can handle 100% of pure negativity. And more importantly, you shouldn't expect that of anyone. So the final practical life lesson is my favorite. Whenever you're at your lowest point, and you feel like life isn't worth it, just put on one of your favorite tunes, and dance like no one's watching.
I wanna ride with you, baby. I wanna go wherever you going, girl. 50 Cent, Joe, Lloyd Banks, Young Buck.